Now I want you to think about a compact vehicle that really turned heads. Well, think about the Mini, for example. When that second generation Mini came out, that was a real head turner. That new Fiat 500 is definitely going to be a head turner when it comes out in 2012. But there's probably one vehicle you're not thinking about. If you want eye-catching, this Nissan Juke fits the bill perfectly. Basically, there is nothing else on the road that looks like this. What we have here is a compact car that is meant to look like a crossover by giving it a higher ride height and including SUV-inspired touches like big wheel arches and lower cladding. The Juke is based on the same platform as the Nissan Versa and Cube, but with a very different approach. Now the front of the Juke is definitely the most unique, and it all stems around the lights. You have the crocodile lights here at the top, which separate from the headlamps that are fitted into the bumper. So this has an animal look, and these are very retro inspired. It definitely is unique. Do you like it? Well, I kind of like it. I just like the fact that Nissan has taken a chance. The side features bulging fenders, a raked roofline, and around the back are equally unique looking rear lights that look very similar to what we've seen from Volvo. The back cargo area is one area that really lets this Juke down. You see, this vehicle is being promoted as a crossover, and when people buy a crossover, they're kind of looking for a little bit of space and utility, and this really is quite small. The floor is high off of the ground, the cargo area is small. If you look at competitors to this vehicle like the Volkswagen Golf or the Toyota Matrix, this cargo area really looks small. But what I really think about this car, it's not really a utility, it's more of a sporty, funky, fun-looking car that somebody can drive and sit a little bit higher off the road. Before we get to the front, the back seat looks rather tight, but it is a bit misleading. The back seat really is on par with many other vehicles of this size, and the reality is it will most likely be purchased by a single person or a couple. I wouldn't recommend it for people with small children because the back doors have the door handles so high off the ground, children wouldn't be able to grab them. Now the inside of this Juke is stylish but also very easy to use. They didn't go too trendy and make it not really functional, especially the center console. Very simple gauges here. What I like is the climate control has a double up feature. It also doubles up as drive information. They're nicely backlit in this sort of reddy orange when you have it on climate. You push the D mode or drive mode. The buttons then change to have white letters and you can select different functions in here. On the higher trim levels you have the opportunity to select normal, eco, or sport mode for the engine settings. Very clever and unique design. Also, in the center here where the shifter is, they tried to mimic the shape of a motorcycle gas tank. Well, it looks like one. As mentioned, the Juke comes nicely fitted with standard iPod interface, Bluetooth, steering wheel mounted radio controls, auxiliary jack, air conditioning, power windows, and door locks. This is the SL model, one up from the base SV model. And this trim gets a USB connector, automatic climate control, push-button start, and more. If you get the additional Navi package, it also comes with a handy backup camera and leather seating. But the real story with this vehicle is the way it drives. And we have driven it before. When this vehicle was launched, back when the leaves were on trees and the grass was green, we had a lot of fun with it. Now we've got it during cold weather, and it's nice to see the Juke back. But forget all that stuff about the way this thing looks, the limited cargo area. This thing is a blast to drive and a relative technological bargain. The 1.6-liter four-cylinder engine is not only turbocharged, but it also features direct injection technology. When you think of direct injection, usually names like Audi and Porsche come to mind. Now this little car has 188 horsepower and 177 foot-pounds of torque. Fast, quick, whatever you want to call it, this Juke's got it. Off the line, the power comes on quickly with little turbo lag. Basically, after 2,000 RPM, hold on. The Juke puts all the power to the front wheels or the optional all-wheel drive system. Now here's the controversial part. This little Juke comes with a front-wheel drive and a 6-speed manual. If you want to get the all-wheel drive, you're forced to take a continuously variable transmission. Now granted, Nissan does make the best CVT in the marketplace, but if you had a regular 6-speed manual transmission and all-wheel drive in this car, this thing would be an Audi eater. The all-wheel drive system has what is called torque vectoring, which in essence shifts the torque to certain wheels for not just better grip, but a real push through the corners. What you got here is great content, great value, great car to drive. Now this vehicle isn't really a utility, but what I'd like to see, Nissan take this engine and these electronics and put it into the Nissan Rogue. Now you've got real fun and utility in a package. Then go the next step, take the engine and the electronics and drop it into a real sports car. I bet you it's gonna happen, but they're starting out with the Juke. Now for those of you who want this, they're gonna have to get it now. If you wanna wait for those products, who knows if they'll ever come. Now here's the good news. A base Juke front-wheel drive starts at just under $20,000 and it's very well equipped. Now the top of the line all-wheel drive is only $26,600, and even with the optional Navi package, it brings it under $30,000. But remember, Navi also gets you leather seats. Now try that with a Mini. This Nissan Juke is so quirky looking that it might actually find a place. It should be looked at as a sporty car, not a crossover. It just kind of looks like a crossover. I just love the fact that Nissan is taking a chance on this car. The real question is, would you take a chance on a Juke?
Can't get enough of automotive news and updates? Then visit our website for web-only features. We're at drivingtelevision.com.